Hello everyone and welcome to the final week of RR15. I think there are just 5 matches to go until we crown a champion, and we begin this Monday with Dein Nomos versus Ducker from LB7. Winner will play against Fenium in the round of 4, so this is a round of 6 match. First to 6, hopefully it goes all the way, and hopefully it goes all the way with my co-caster Chris X3. Hello and welcome.
And can you believe that this many matches away from the end, they've got the best casting team already?
It took weeks and weeks of planning, but we are here again, and hopefully not for a sweep. I think the last time we did a sweep, so we can just hope for anything else.
That sounds about right, yeah.
But with these maps, I don't think we'll be here for too short of a time, because map number 1 is Santa Fortuna. Okay, map number 2 is Dubai, but we'll find some. I know one more map, which especially with you, I think it should be fun enough. But yeah, very much excited for this one. It's an interesting matchup, especially because of what happened last round. Ducker, of course, pulling off the big upset of defeating Scruffy in LB6. I think this is Dean's first LB match, because he went all the way until round 5 and lost to Fraud there. Fraud is now, of course, a winner's bracket finalist, so that was a winner's bracket semi-final. It's not quite a semi-final here. I think the winner has to play this match and Fenium and the LB final, so 4 matches away from the win. Gonna be a tough challenge, but I think either of these can do it. Any of these 5 remaining.
Yeah, and we were just talking about before the match started, that match against Scruffy. I mean, just an insane result, an insane player here. And I mean, obviously everybody knows who Ducker is. It says it on the screen, 6-time RR champion in the console brackets. Pretty much won every single one of them as long as they were up. Dean with a RR finals performance tag there that was from RR12 as the runner-up, but had very convincing performances both inside and outside of the official roulette maps. And I mean, we see here the personal bests are basically the same for both players, despite the significant difference in win-loss tie.
This is a bit of a comeback event for both of them. Of course, Dean made his big entrance in RR12 1 year ago, and I always feel like the summer events have the most upsets. It certainly was one, because he has made a rookie final, eventually losing to Scruffy there. But I don't think many have expected a run from Ducker, especially this late. It's an incredible comeback by him. The last time he went this far in a tournament was RR9's console bracket, so 2 years ago, and 2.5 years ago since his last podium, which is now within reach.
See here, his sweep against Scruffy was his 25th sweep. That is insane.
25th 6-0 sweep even. I think he's like, yeah.
And Dean on 18.
Dean has.
Yeah, and I mean, sorry, the finalist performance in your first ever roulette tournament, especially RR12, which is like significant in into roulette's life cycle. I mean, it just takes an absurd amount of like practice and dedication to get to the point where you can accomplish that.
And I'm sure some of it just can be attributed to being an unknown and you don't know what to expect against them, and you can quietly practice the maps that you like. But I think that takes nothing away from Dean. Just an incredible first performance. Ducker is of course the most successful player in terms of tournaments, but Dean is the most successful map winner. He has the best ever map win rate in terms of players with 10 plus matches. So this is a match of 2 juggernauts, 2 consistent players, and their match begin here with this Santa Fortuna spin, Chris.
Okay, so we've got Rico Delgado, no target pacification. That's an SMG as the barman. We've got Jorge Franco with a fall as a street soldier. And then we have Andrea Martinez, again, no target pacification. Fiberwire, wow, insane, as the shaman.
Do not begin with an enjoyable spin. It will be a lot of running for Andrea. At the beginning or at the end, probably gonna be Shaman's start. Tucker is still considering.
And Dane's in immediately at Mansion.
Which is interesting because, of course, you can't isolate Rico, can't isolate Andrea. And I don't see how you can get a quick kill on Jorge either, so I'm interested to see where this goes for Dane, as I think I just missed what Ducker's starting place was.
And people more and more often taking out that security box before the Rico isolation just saves you a bit of time later for Andrea, because you're not going to have to go upstairs. Looks like Ducker's starting here with just the Shaman. Perhaps immediately going to go for Andrea off of the start. And
This
of
is
course,
cool
he's got
from
the
Dean.
SMG in his hand there.
I've seen it. So I remember the talk from a long time ago, and I've seen it resurface a couple of days ago. And this is what Dean is attempting: a non-suit start Seeker Boo, I guess without the peekaboo part, just soft bump Rico who resets his cycle. And I think he should be far enough away from the mansion and close enough to the village so that he goes there to Hugh.
I think that strat name could use a couple more words.
I liked it when it was just called Red Fox and then just an umbrella strat.
Just call everything on this map Red Fox.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, I don't remember when this like soft bump thing was discovered. I first saw it a couple months ago. But it's just a weird interaction with Hitman behavior that basically causes a reset in the cycle, which gives you plenty of time to get this set up properly. And yeah, this bridge ISO is had plenty of time to cook up. And is he letting him go?
He's going to let
yeah,
him
'cause
go all
he's
the
no
way
further
to
investigate.
this spot.
Visible
here.
red box.
I was... okay, I get it now. So Dean plays the loudest engine, not for the kill, but I guess in the off chance that I guess he's closer to the submarine engineer area, because I know if you can trigger the elite soldier there who eventually walks to that bridge.
Yep.
So I guess placing that gun would solve a lot of issues.
Tucker, I don't know if he planned this, but has exactly one bullet in his SMG.
He has absolutely planned it. I love
Pick up
that
the
he just
camera.
aimed in the sky for 24 bullets straight.
That's hilarious. I think I've done that before too. But yeah, he's sitting here ready for Andrea to walk into the office here. Hopefully doesn't have any issues with GRBs.
But he's too early with the KO, the door was still open, and Andrea wasn't even seeing anything, it was a street soldier outside. Very unfortunate first hit for this match.
Yeah, the nerves are definitely going to come in there. That's just a matter of patience, and of course Ducker knows that, but it's kind of just this far into the tournament, stuff you don't always have time to think about.
Yeah, he definitely sets a bad tone, and especially against Dean. I think I've played and lost to Santa Fortuna against him with about the same rip, 2.5 minutes in, and you just can't do anything. And I think that's what Dean is planning as well, probably a 9, 10, 11 minutes run, but you just can't beat it as Ducker.
This poor foliage.
Dean is barely late for this SMG at the
If I'm
toilet.
honest, I didn't even know there was a toilet there, but it makes sense that that's where he routes to.
I'm not sure how it was exactly, but I think something's changed there, and now he goes to the toilet. Of course, he went the same direction forever, but I think there was a garbage bin in the beginning.
And one of, like, what, the 3 emetic patches that happened.
So, you know.
But there's the SMG barman, not pacified. Nice little T-pose there from him on the ground.
Always worried when it's an elevated kill, but I guess it's not elevated enough for 47 to make any shenanigans, so nice first kill.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the prompt there, but I don't know. I don't think even if he went into the lockdown it would affect anybody else, but yeah, those guards will be fine on the bridge, so.
Yeah, nowhere near the
He's coming
sub-engineer
back
and the elite
around
guard.
for a street soldier. My guess here with this grab is that he's going to do Andrea last.
I think so as well. The timing will be very interesting though, because 4.5 minutes now, probably
Yeah,
a
you're
little
looking at, what,
over
like
6.
7.5 minutes.
I feel like he might just be late for second cycle on Jaya, but hope for the best and hope for some speed hacks and maybe he can make it.
Yeah, it's unfortunately a lot of running back and forth. And of course, you're going to be on the very edge of the coca fields trying to get that fall kill on Jorge, unless you're trying some shenanigans by the helicopter mechanic.
Yeah, I think a little bit will come down to Jorge's cycle, because he could be 30 seconds away from a kill or 6 seconds away from a kill, and that probably depends or decides the rest of the spin, and Dean is not happy currently.
We see Ducker is watching that door, and he gets the KO there. Andrea doesn't notice, so he should be fine to get this prompt.
That's neat. She always notices for me, so... Well, not
And
always, but nice.
we've got one kill all here, and Dane is sneaking through the cocoa fields. Hopefully he has an medic ready here.
Or this would be the one opportunity where the peekaboo would work out, but he's just a bit too late, so it will have to be either a shed isolation or a lot of waiting, because for a 4 kill, I don't think you want to isolate him behind the shed.
It looks like he considered it there for a moment.
It's gonna be tough for Dean. I feel like it's taking a lot of time here currently. Definitely pondering on some backup.
Is anyone there?
And I'm sure with this strat potentially not working out his way, this is also potentially delaying for Andrea, pushing back that cycle as well. So Dane and Ducker might be panicking here at the same time.
Oh, and now, courtesy of being on PC, we can now see finally Ducker shaking the camera a lot more. So he's getting the barman, of course. But of course, Dean just did what also Reaper suggested, that Dean should just go for Andrea and hope that Jorge's cycle lines up in a way that I guess he can get here 1 cycle later, or a little less than 1 cycle later.
Yeah, he could just KO everybody in the cocoa fields. That's definitely an idea. There's a challenge for that, for the guards at least.
That's gonna count for 3 points in today's match.
And Ducker is now headed over in Barman. So that's going to be for Rico now. So he's got this, third of the map dealt with in Andrea, so that could potentially cut out a decent amount of back and forth, but he is still going to have to get a street soldier at some point.
As Dean is getting this Shaman Disguise, and that will decide the rest of the spin. Dean doesn't have a lot of time, but I think he will have to, yes, he will jack this civilian, because I think at 10 minutes, a little after 10, the street soldiers will come down and see these bodies. I'm not sure if he's going the quickest way to Andrea, and every second counts. I think Dean has conceded second cycle, and we'll just go back for Jorge.
Yeah, I can't quite tell how far along she is there off of instinct, but
I think I could be...
I wonder...
I could be wrong, but I think 8.5 minutes is the second cycle end.
I'm wondering what part of Dean's early game here on this spin he potentially could have shaved off in order to get both Andrea and Jorge here on the timing he was looking for, but I mean, that kind of hindsight would only be for a restart. Obviously, he's not looking for that.
No, but it's a great question. I feel like the initial start was a little bit too safe. Of course, getting the cameras out of the way as mentioned stuff is worthy, but it's just neither the Shaman Disguise nor the other suit starts, which could get to the other disguises. I feel like that was the closest to a mistake we've seen so far. Not saying it's terrible, but interesting choices.
Yeah, that back and forth was certainly not planned for those in the chat. But Ducker here is setting up the hippo enclosure. He's throwing in the meaty bone. I'll have to see here the next time he takes a peek around at what point Rico is. But he's got the barman ready, so hopefully he's able to grab that isolation. He's late though.
I think Rico was really close to, I guess, being at the Pershing port of the cycle.
Does he opt to bring... No, he doesn't look like he's going to bring Rico manually. And probably just going to come back later.
He's going to use the time to grab a street soldier, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the problem here is it's similar to Dean's problem earlier, as he's here getting this fall kill. And that he's going to get the soldier, and he's either going to have to stand there and wait for Rico for a couple minutes, or he's going to have to kill Jorge and then probably be late for Rico.
And then if you're once late for Rico, you can't salvage it. Not with a hippo lure. It's a whole lot to risk to take this late in a spin. But it seems that Dean has got most of this spin done already, and fiber wire Andrea. There's always a chance that Dean will aim at the panicking Andrea, and that will compromise her and the guard outside here, but otherwise I feel like it's mostly waiting left for Dean.
Yeah, and I think if he's able to get back here safely, this wouldn't be too terrible of a timing for a third cycle.
No, certainly not. I think I'm just making numbers up at this point. I think 12 minutes would be about the time I want to be in for third cycle.
We all look to you for the numbers and you're just lying to us. It's horrible.
Exposed. Big whoosh by Dean, but not big enough. I wonder though if the peekaboo will make him be seen there, but luckily not. So Dean gets out of the mansion area for good.
Hopefully the 5 people that he will inadvertently drag along with him because of this disguise aren't going to see anything.
Yeah, luckily none of them are mansion guards, otherwise they would just go through the main gate and put an abrupt end to the spin. But looks good for Dean, as I think it's gonna be the third cycle poison kill right now. It was a poison spin for Andrea.
So we have Growry in the chat saying Riku does not come to the, I'm presuming, the hippo enclosure on his own after 5 minutes. I mean, I'll trust him because I've never started the lure past that point, but I don't see why it would be any different.
It's gonna be tough for Ducker because I see the mansion guard turning, but seems no peekaboo there. Still, of course, the Rico trouble is there. I understood that message that it would be after 5 minutes that he comes, so you have to wait for 5 minutes, but of course, it's also English second language for most of us, so. Can be tough there.
Yeah, made it all the way over here in the street soldier, back through the mansion compound, and getting a throw to stop. Jorge there, probably getting used to mouse aim as well. But yeah, he gets that emetic off. That should no doubt send Jorge over here. This lovely dialogue there from Andrea right before she got murdered. And she's out the window.
That was lovely make to make this end of the spin safer for Dean. He, of course, thrown alert Paola outside the room, and then Dean made use of the fact that Shama is not just passing on Andrea's grounds. He could just hide behind there, and luckily no side KOs and head turns. Big question.
Oh lord, he's done it. But yeah, Ducker here is very close to getting his second kill, and then potentially would be on time for Rico, but we see there he notices the score change, or maybe hears it, and that's a 2-0 lead for Dane. There was no potential for a photo finish there.
I wonder if the difference was... No, I think it was more than that 2 minutes that Ducker ripped by. But of course, that first rip may have also messed with it, clouded his judgment. So tough to say. It's a long spin, but approached cautiously, and Dean, as we know it, first tries most. So it's a strong first 2 points by him.
We're headed to Dubai here. Perhaps a surprisingly low play rate here from Ducker. Only 6-5, given he's been in every tournament, including those since RR4. But Dane as well with a 6-1, so same number of wins. Personal best is pretty comparable there at 312 and 331.
I wouldn't have expected this map pick from Ducker, though I didn't imagine myself in either of these positions. I could only figure out the reason why Ducker picked Dubai, which is not... Yeah, he's not too big on Dubai. Okay, it's not a nice thing to say as he's ripping, but I mean that experience-wise. But I think the main reason he chose it is because Dean has played Dubai in his previous match and he lost to Throat. And I think he just looked at the recent experience and thought I could be more confident there.
Even the casters are BMing this guy.
I waited 2
but yeah,
weeks for this.
I mean, I think realistically, in this point in Roulette's lifespan, you know, against the top players, like I don't even know if there is a map you can pick anymore, honestly,
Probably not.
and expect, you know, like more than a minor advantage.
Gone are the days where there were free picks. First on the longer maps because you could finish them and your opponent couldn't, and then on the shorter maps where you could confidently first try it, say New York in under 4 minutes and the opponent couldn't. Ridiculous things to say now, but competition has gotten much tighter.
We've got to get geriatric rivals going so we can all do our New York spins in 5 minutes.
Do not feel bad about it.
There's got to be some way we can force that format to be a thing.
Well, yeah, sure. You just can create my offshoot server and then ban everyone else who doesn't fit the criteria.
And yeah, we've got the spin live here in a second here. Of course, it's your turn.
Yeah, sure thing. Ducker's chance to equalize on his own home map. We'll see. It's Carl England, Cleaver as famous chef, Marcus Stuyvesant, Assault Rifle as art crew. Super straightforward. Yeah. Otherwise, the one Cleaver grab and the famous chef, which Dean will start at the beginning.
Penthouse start, yeah, for sure there. Both players loading in. Gonna sit through a wonderful, fun little 6-second uninteractable cutscene, but you know.
And then this jank angle on the famous chef. Stay crouched while you do it. 1 in 100 that he falls out of bounds and dies when he's woken up, but hopefully not for either players.
Or he just goes flying up into the air.
Now that's 100 out of 100, luckily.
Yeah, exactly.
Spin would only be better if it was not Cleaver but Kitchen Knife, but sadly they will have to make one more detour for it.
All the way to the kitchen.
Yeah, kitchen from kitchen to kitchen. A little later.
But yeah, Carl's, at least based on the routing that we're almost guaranteed to see here, Carl's not going to be moving for several more minutes, so there's no real-time pressure there. Mostly just making sure they're smooth in the execution. We see both players get the knockout onto Marcus. Tucker shooting the wall there for the guard. Same with Dane.
Both players going the safety route. Okay. Safety route, not the jank route, which I guess is a couple seconds faster. But still pacifying all NPCs in this corridor. So now just for the Cleaver. Probably the car isolation, grab an AR, and then finish off with Marcus.
And I expect the art crew likely to be the one right outside where Marcus's body is.
Well, yeah, of course, this is one of the few spins where you do have to grab an art crew, but you're right, it's just one lure away.
Yeah, it is a very good start, if it's possible. Looks like both going up just to do the Carl kill, because their assault rifle is going to be coming off one of the guards, or in the smuggle if they forgot it, because I see both players have a smuggle. There's always a struggle to remember that the weapons these guards carry, because it's extremely rare for guards to carry silenced weapons.
I just heard something. I don't know.
Looks like
Tucker...
Dean's approach is quicker as Tucker, yes, stopping there for a second.
Yeah. I didn't see... I guess it was just a throne distraction. What is happening? And oh, he saw the body.
Did Dean woke him up? I didn't even see what happened there.
So the penthouse guard, he triggered the phone call at the beginning because he came down from famous chef.
Yeah.
The guy then routes, or on his cycle, goes into the room. He opened the door to knock the guy out just as he was coming out of the room, and he saw the body across the staircase.
Oh goodness! So it was the cycling one.
So that's like insanely unlucky on timing.
Ooh, for sure.
And I mean, that's not a lead that you can come back from for Ducker. So Dane's got to hope for a rip here.
I'm gonna say sketchy, but definitely interesting grab from Ducker, not going for the
Yeah.
simplest one. They're going all the way around because you can't carry the AR, the arch crew. Little bit of extra time there, to the point where probably Dean could have finished the spin first place. Of course, you don't know it for sure. But there's a second kill.
Free exit right here. Wow, he just ate like 10 bullets. That was crazy. And he's out. Okay. Body found was just the arc crew from the egg.
Scary picture.
So yeah, that's
picture,
not
but-
going to be a photo finish there.
So
Dane even looks like switching to art crew. So trying to optimize perhaps in case there was an early rip from Ducker, but not going to be enough to close the gap.
yeah,
Wow,
well,
isn't that
I
crazy.
guess
There's
always
a
good.
Berlin in this match? I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that at the start, but now I do. Now everything makes sense from you pinging me about this match all the way until this moment.
All part of my master plan.
Yeah, and I can just imagine DMing both players, not just about the interview possibility, but you know, do you still happen to have a Berlin pick around? Can help you.
But yeah, so we'll see their records in this map here in a second. But we're past the picks now. Both players taking their own map picks, which I feel like doesn't happen super often. But the bands there at the top you see are Marrakech and Haven. So Berlin was the first RNG map. And I know that Ducker has, at least from my understanding, has quite a lot of experience on Berlin. I don't know recently how much he's played it, but
Well, now that you say it, then I will.
yeah, I know he likes the map a lot.
Yeah, there are two sides of this though, which I find interesting. So, R4 to RR, I think 11 is fair. Yeah, R4 to R11. Ducker is 16-1. Only lost one of his first 17 Berlins. And then from RR12 to current day, he's quote-unquote only 6-4. But
Wow,
could just be
only
that.
a 60% win rate.
Yeah, right.
Terrible.
big quotation marks there. It's probably to the fact that players are not letting him pick it as often. Or of course the meta is shifting, but he's always been a great player at Berlin.
Yeah, so 22-5. That's a very big number. 742 is the personal best. But we see on the other side 4-0-0 for Dane. So not a ton of times on this map, but I'm sure a ton of time spent playing this map. 723 is the personal best. And in fact, we do have a head-to-head record. Even in just those 4 wins, Dane has beaten Ducker on this map previously. So
The rolling encounter previously was in RR12 actually, and that was Dein Nomos' second ever match. I don't think many have realized at that point who this contender might be, so I'm sure at that point this is a surprising sweep. With the context of the previous year, it's not as surprising, but the way these routes intertwined, I think it's now once more a very even matchup, which I can't wait to see the rest of.
yeah, and we're guaranteed another map after this. I'm not gonna say what it is, just for spoiler reasons, but hopefully we will see more to come after that. Looks like the players with the egg and the durian.
Now, whenever I return to Roulette, I will have to remember that you don't bring guns anymore, you bring fruits and vegetables and other foods.
It's honestly insane to me that both of these items got added to the game, but it is what it is.
Berlin hype, let's go, Chris.
Yes, we've got Consume Poison, Club Security, Agent 1, Agent 2 Drowning DJ, then we got Fire Axe as Rolf Hirschmüller. We've got Loud Explosive Weapon as the dealer, and Loud Assault Rifle in the suit, no target pacification. So, I mean, there's no Florida Man, that's something you always like to see. The Consumed Poison kill on Berlin specifically is quite free. You could even get it first cycle on Davenport if you wanted to go for that. And you've got the loadout space for it here if you wanted to from the suit start, which is of course going to be required.
I think these Berlin spins sometimes have these traps of not necessarily always going for the consume poison first, not necessarily starting with green, not necessarily luring banner, but I feel like all three of them could work out very well here.
Yeah, and I think this spin, if the suit disguise were, say, something else, it would be a lot more difficult to decide what your optimal start was going to be. But with the suit, it kind of cuts out a lot of the planning time that you're kind of forced into.
Agent Green.
I think
What is Ducker wearing? Oh my goodness. That is horrible.
I even forget. Oh, it's the public enemy suit from Littleton Creek.
Yeah, the one that was leaked early on accident.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, Ducker's gonna wait here for these civilians to pass so he can safely poison here. Dane rips to just green, so he's fine to get that kill here. Gunshot is heard, but should be no problem there. He's got everybody knocked out. Not going to be in time for Davenport, but we'll see where he goes from here.
Question, if Ducker is gonna be in time for Davenport, he's poisoned the cup, but has until... you're right, it's not 5 more seconds, because he at least bumped him, so there will be some delay before Davenport drinks. Still, gonna be very tight for Ducker.
And he's got it. The problem is, you need to try to not. Okay, so he'll have to do that on somebody else.
I was gonna say it would have been so amazing if he just punches him, so that he's knocked down but not out, and then we've seen the
and
tick.
Davenport is dead.
Probably a bit of a wrench in his plans.
So that would be a perfect place to leave his light explosive if he had brought one, but obviously you can still get 2 of them off of targets, so not a big deal.
Yeah, and with the light explosive weapon being next to the dealer, Chamberlain is the prime target for that one.
So here's the fire axe and headed downstairs, so unless he opts to trigger the call, he is going to have to come back up later, but we will see.
Decall.
Oh, and he does have the suit still upstairs too, so yeah, no matter what, he's going to have to go back upstairs.
Which I guess is fair. Make one fair shot at upstairs again instead of just piggybacking for one item. It seems like Montgomery is going the other way, but doesn't seem to hinder Ducker too much now. No melee items to KO.
Afro's going off on the suit in the chat. That's why she's the GOAT.
To be fair, it's the most important part of this spin so far.
This is what you get with the Chris X3 cast, I'm sorry to say. So, Ducker, what? Okay. What is he doing? Is that assault rifle?
He's definitely having
so
second and third slots.
He can opt to throne lure Monty to get him in here. He still has the durian, so he could do that. Could even see the cocaine in the fan.
Oh my goodness.
That would be a Roleplay Rivals deep cut there for sure.
Have you ever seen it in? I haven't seen it in practice either, but...
I think I've seen it once before, because I think I learned about that from an early like RR4 match. Oh, okay, Ducker. Ducker. I was like, what is he doing? He's trying to get the one bullet again.
But he's 2 for 2, which I love about him. So that
Hilarious.
you know that he will make it.
He's gonna get Chamberlain here with the durian on the way into the security office. Monty is gone now. Wait till Ducker hears about pistols.
1 out of 40. Let's go. Ducker's the goal. And he's so happy about it. I think that's the reason why he's shaking. Even if that's not the reason, I just made that up. And now it's canon.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he even has cams or not, but
so that's the only reason he did that.
From green.
I
It would be
guess
funny if he didn't though. So Dean is managing Chamberlain puking, and I don't know what else. He's waiting for he's waiting for Davenport to die. I forgot he didn't get that poison at the start.
505 is it?
We saw him. Yes, should be. Yeah, if he hasn't delayed. But we saw him grab bartender, and yeah, a little bit earlier there, it's that kill, switches over, and hopefully has plenty of time on this puke here.
Yeah, it's been a while, but just a couple of seconds to survive, and that will be his third kill. And he has also made Lowenthal sick and then isolated in the biker's bathroom, so it's a soundproof, loud explosive weapon kill.
It's nice to not have to be the one potentially missing kills this time. The
Got
admin
you.
with overlay management. But we see the knockout there on Roth. I'm not sure if there's been a triple shot for either player.
Well,
I
was
know-
that
oh,
the reason
there
from
goes.
Ducker?
He's not gonna miss his shot.
That's brilliant, but also kinda risky next to the TV, which doubles as a mirror,
Yeah,
or is surrounded by mirrors, but luckily works out for Ducker.
That's it. Somebody put that in the highlight channel. Story in 2 parts.
You just know that Observer can make like a 1.5 minute highlight about it, with the x8 speed between the two moments.
So both players opting to fully clear out the Rolf room, so you don't have to worry about the bikers having fun finding bodies somewhere else.
I did not expect this one. I don't think Dean expected it either.
Yeah. It's part of the roleplay on the map.
Yeah, it was kind of sketchy for Dean. Also didn't take care of the personal bodyguard of Montgomery, because he could have been seen by the roaming technician.
Yeah, I don't think Hendrix saw the bodies, because if Montgomery didn't see the bodies that far back, I don't know why his partner would, and yeah, he's still green guns
Perfect.
with the cameras.
So that's the dealer grab remaining for Dean and the cameras, but I think at this point you are
Ducker's
safe to
on
do
that right now.
KOs.
Okay. It's a little sus about the civilians moving in and out of that door, but he's good on the timing there. I've seen many people say that that body is not safe there or around there. I've never once had it found, so I don't know what I'm doing differently, but apparently it's good.
You need to
Chris
teach
knows
me.
his name. Yeah. That was when I remember when I casted Berlin a long time ago. I probably 100 times I called him Monty's friend, so I was like, I should probably just look up who it is. And Dean has the sedative syringe as well, so no risk of a rip there. Ducker's going back up in Biker, got that loud explosive kill for that, and still needs his assault rifle and TKO, which I'm guessing is going to be on either Swan or Lowenthal. Could do
Yeah,
10
Lowenthal
cities on a
could
good
be.
cycle.
Ooh, with a snipe. I guess
Yeah,
that
even
remains,
from
yeah.
the bridge up here would be a good snipe, but
That remains a
I don't have time to
hypothetical.
do
903 from Dean.
yeah, we see Dean hits that exit kill there, gets out, and eventually his game will show a silent assassin. There we go.
Almost at level 1.
And yeah, we're not quite at the extended photo finish to 47 seconds, and even with that, I don't think Ducker's getting out here.
Yeah, I guess there was a world where Explosion was already set up for kill number 4, and this would have been kill number 5, and it's distance of 30 to 45 seconds, but I think Ducker still needed one more kill, so
And
deserved win by Dean.
yeah, that'll give Dean his 5th win on Berlin, his 2nd against Ducker, and we are moving on to our next map, which is going to be Ambrose Island. 3 minutes.
Another
Everybody's favorite
one. Another one of Dean's perfect maps. He has 4 of them. He had 4 of them before this match. He still has 4 of them because he remained perfect on Berlin. So of course Ambrose is 6 for 6. And then there's Mendoza, obviously, 12 for 12. And Colorado is 6 for 6 as well. As mentioned before, he's probably the most consistent map winner.
Absolutely. And I think for some, the favorite might be Music Inc. for for the final here, just because, you know, obviously it's a rookie. Or, well, not a rookie, but a very new player. But Dane has just had insane performance across his last several tourneys. It's crazy to me that he's only been a finalist and not a winner, but he's definitely going to get that opportunity here, hopefully. Not too many players left.
Yep,
But we might see him in the lower bracket final.
So obviously the full list.
BB's head face.
Oh no. Oh, that's fair. Sad as well. What were Ducker's 3 Ambroses? I know that we've played, and yes, that's indeed RR11. This tournament, he's lost Ambrose to Reaper 47, and then his one win comes from RR10 Zionical, or called Zai in our stats. That was the Ducker win in 21.5 minutes.
Yeah.
The rest are pretty good. 12-minute Miami and 2-minute Dartmoor, sorry. 2.5-minute Dartmoor.
Newest map for sure. Since Ambrose was not exactly a crowd favorite, and there was no requirement for it to be played any more often, I'm sure there's a lot of players that have played for a while that have very low map played records on Ambrose. But yeah, this was RNG decided, so another players picked it, of course.
I'm glad that Ambrose didn't get this special treatment like the other R3 maps did.
RR, whatever it was, Ambrose only, let's go.
Yeah, thank you.
That would be miserable.
7-player tourney. Who else would want to sign up there?
Hey, people would finally remember the lethal melee items, though, that's for sure.
We're only three years away, I think. Yeah.
But map record, 3 minutes 31 seconds by our favorite television, and the last World Championship. So,
speaking of map records, sorry. Dean has, of course, one current record in Bangkok, and I just did spoil it that he has a former record from Ambrose Island. That's his other map record. Had it also during last year's World Championship for 3 days. Definitely knows how to play, but not gonna imply the opposite for Ducker either, of course, the most successful player in our history. But he's back against the wall. He has had a wonderful tournament so far, but needs to not lose this map to stay alive.
Getting harder and harder and harder to grab these map records, even as more straps develop. But there's definitely still potential there before Scruffy goes ahead and gets all 19 of them.
Yeah, it feels like an inevitability. Public service announcement, I guess. It was revealed in Shoutcaster's chat, so might as well be semi-public, that Fenium is waiting for the winners this match, and he has already let everyone know there that the next round, so LB8 between Fenium and the winner of this match, will be played tomorrow at 17 CET, so just 20 hours and a bit from now. With, I think, the winners finals also taking place tomorrow, so getting much closer to the finals.
And when is the final scheduled for? This upcoming Sunday?
Should be Sunday, yeah. And then, of course, perhaps I hope the LB final for Saturday evening or Sunday morning.
Perhaps the smoothest LB I've ever seen, thanks to In for Fun's wonderful harassment, but
I like to harass. I don't like when it gets results as well. Ambrose Spin, Noel Crest SMG as Militia Soldier, Akka injected poison as the hippie.
That's an Ambrose spin. Yep.
Yeah. It's probably as close as it gets to not starting still Central Social Hub, but you still have to, because it's just so easy for Noel.
But yeah, I mean, Noel's got the gun on him. He's got the disguise on his guards. That you're gonna knock out one of them at least, anyways. But yeah,
I'm not... Oh, this is big for Ducker, so I'll just shut up for a second. Seems he can save it. I was gonna save this as a record potential, but I think the detour for the hippie is just too large for 331 to be beaten.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So it feels like, of course, a 5 or 6 second game time advantage for Dean, who didn't have to tackle the cook too long, so I don't know, like a 10-second advantage now, but can still very easily be switched around. Dean only has one militia soldier to take care of, although the other one is coming back. Buffer.
I love that it's a legal action to throw a lit torch in grass. So, Dane here very quickly going to get the...
Would you mind? Check it out. Copy that.
I could continue if the stream would load. There we go. Quickly getting the
Priest
guard
and
knocked
Dean
out.
both froze.
Trying to get the other guard knocked out. Just got to watch out for those wonderful sight lines. That can be an issue. But
I just heard something.
Okay,
go ahead and
Trank.
shrink regardless.
That's fair. One fewer body to hide.
So the knockout. So now neither player has to worry about bullet missing in a lockdown or things being heard, bullets being heard. Even looking around there to make sure. I don't think that militia soldier will be found there, but just in case this body's going in the box. And both players have one kill down, and both players have their bomb delivered. Oh,
Thank you for the raid, Mandy. Yeah, that's amazing. So I guess every neutral fan and who's being raided should hope for a Ducker win, because Dean is one map away from winning. But of course, this is a big match, and we'll see the second half of this Ambrose spin right now, this late in Roulette Rivals
Surely.
15.
surely it'll be a timeout tie after attempt 15. So both players, this might as well be Sapienza with the mirrored gameplay here. But
Oh, we could talk about it for long.
oh my, what was
Ducker
that?
did the single shot.
That was quite the single shot there.
What a journey by Ducker after these first two
So
three maps.
prophecy.
And he's not getting the lead quite yet. Oh, but also he's kind of blocked. Ooh.
Nothing here.
Big whoosh, and the
Yeah,
lock
like
on
he
is
just
just so
thrown it in
scary. Oh, no.
That was crazy.
Okay, I guess we are back to the more solid Dean lead by, I guess, closer to 15 or 20 seconds.
Everybody calm down.
Looks like... Huh. Okay, both of them will go, the down and... down the bridge, then up the scaffolding. Makes more sense.
So neither player has interacted with Akka here yet. I wonder if they're even gonna bother with an emetic or just wait until she gets to the compound.
Looks like compound for Dean.
Or is going
And-
good ways around.
Oh, unless... Oh, it's
we
a
got Seeker
seeker
the
for
guard.
guard. Look, Dean always
Someone
finds the
have to wait
safest strat.
Yeah. Can even maybe get in here without crowbarring. And we gotta make sure that guard doesn't see this. He's turned around by now, so that's fine. And there's the kill. So still has to detonate, of course, and have the green guns there. But this is definitely very convincing for Dane here.
Yeah, Ducker did very similar things, but just a bit slower, and with the Urane, it's just so much extra time. Dean is just one detonation away.
I'm not sure Ducker would even have the time to trigger a photo finish here if he's able to both get out.
Well, I think it does feel like a 20 to 30 second difference, but it doesn't really make a difference. It just barely wouldn't make a difference in the old gen days for Ducker.
From Dean. And he might be able to swing it with stream delay.
Oh, pauses. That's the garden fork.
Oh, he doesn't
Steal
have the
the garden
detonator yet.
Oh, they didn't
He
pick
only
it
has the
up.
GPS tracker. So yeah, that's gonna be it.
They
They
only
just now
now
got the
picked it
bomb.
up. Oh,
Yeah, I wonder what position he had it in there that triggered. I guess it was the civilian report that made it take so long. But
really unfortunate for Ducker. They didn't make the difference, but it's gonna be frustrating for the next minute until he knows about the details.
And yeah, as I saw somebody say in chat a second ago, what a run from PC Ducker for sure.
Shout out to Ducker for sure. I mean, we talked about it before the match, but Ducker had its own journey, of course, being basically unbeatable for the first year and a half, especially on console. Then, of course, had a dip in performance, but coming back to PC, this is as good of a Ducker as we, I think, ever seen. Probably beating some long-standing PBs of his and getting probably the biggest wins of his last few years, and maybe including some of his console finals there. Very nice to see him back at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And right before the World Championship too. So that's going to help you in the seeding for sure.
Yeah, I don't even have it off the top of my head, but I think Tucker got to a strong second seed.
Why not?
You are right.
You don't have everybody's points in your head?
No, let me just window capture this one and just talk about the next 60 players for the next hour. Because I know that's what everyone loves. Brackets gonna be at the bottom, gonna be at the bottom right, and there's confirmation that Fenium versus Dein Nomos will play in loses round 8, and Ducker is confirmed to finish in 5th place, the best result in the last 2 years for him.
Oh yeah, by the way, we did reach out to Dane ahead of time about a potential interview. They were not comfortable with it. So, of course, that's going to be respected.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, you could pretend to be Dane and I can interview you.
I don't even know anything. Would
How
probably
were
just
you-
sound disrespectful.
How scared were you when Ducker got the single shot?
I mean, that's when he definitely unlocked 100% of his power.
Level 2 Ducker.
Yes. You're playing against the level 0 Dean at the end of Berlin. One match will become 2, of course, very soon. Music Inc. versus Fraud 7 is not going to be the next match.
What are those map picks? Oh my goodness.
Those are map picks of 2 players who
That's
mean
horrifying.
business. Luckily, we are probably out of the running for the next few matches, so don't have to worry about these Dartmoors and Mumbai. But, the last time Dartmoor and Mumbai were kind of next to each other, between Joker and Scruffy went quite well, so this first to 8 semi-final should probably be a good one between Music and Fraud 7. Fraud, I think, also in his first final in more than 2 years. Music, of course, close to a rookie. Definitely the best rookie of the year so far. Very exciting.
Speaking of the Joker match, hold on. Let me just find. I got a very important link here I need to post in the chat.
No, not like this.
Hold on. Everybody's going to go ahead and click on this link, and they're going to check out the wonderful blogs that our friend here, InForFun, has posted, one including that match.
I really appreciate it, Chris. If for nothing, but at least click on the first YouTube link and just watch the match, because it was definitely the best one of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then just some writing around it, but may not be importantly enjoyable. But yeah, I appreciate it, Chris. Yeah.
And thanks for adminning to Reaper as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Very smooth match. Close one without photo finishes. I think that's what everyone likes to see.
Every admin, at least.
It's true. Yeah, imagine, like, yeah. Viewers do like the random 10-minute breaks and calling out when admin is typing ...
Yes.
But nothing of the sorts today. Maybe in the next remaining 4 matches, including, of course, the grand final on Sunday between 2 of these 4 players, Music Inc. Fraud 7, Dein Nomos, and Fenium. One will be the R15 champion. Check out the rest of the matches, and yeah, would like to say GG's to both players, and thank you, Chris X3, for joining me on this podcast.
Thanks for having me, as always.
It's always much fun. All right, then thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, see you everyone.
You.